Hey team, hope you're all doing well. Today's topic I wanted to go over how can I improve my 3K run time. And I know a lot of you out there are probably competing in indoor track races, and so you already know that the 3K or 3,000 meter is one of the most popular indoor races. I used to compete in this event myself when I was competing for Malone University under Jack Hazen. And the 3K, because it's such a highly anaerobic event, you definitely have to be patient with yourself early on because indoor season, indoor track, you really have not built up a great deal of uh, anaerobic track workouts and done a lot of tempos going into an indoor season. A lot of you out there that are competing are obviously very young. You do have your youth, but that being said, you still can run a fast 3K time just solely based off of your mileage. Okay, and as the season progresses, as your indoor season gets, as you progress through going to the outdoor season, you can really start working on your leg speed and most importantly, pacing early on in this race. Okay, you do not want to go out the first 400 meters of a 3K indoors, 30 to 40 seconds faster than your goal 3K race pace. If you're an athlete that's saying you're trying to break a 9-minute 3K. Okay, that is very, very fast. You're running around 4:49 per mile pace. So if it was me and I was trying to trying to run under a 9-minute 3K time, I'd really work on getting to a point where I could do 5 to 6 1-mile repetitions around 5 minutes to 5:05 per mile for those reps. Okay, early on obviously if you're just starting your season, you might want to start doing those 5 to 6 1-mile repeats around 5:26. Okay, if you're doing, say, repeat 800s on the track, early on when you're not very anaerobically fit and you're not really prepared to run an all-out 3K, start a lot easier. Start working more at threshold effort and aim to get those 800s around 238 to 242. Then as you get fitter and you start getting further on into your season, then work toward between 222 and 225 per rep. Okay, the same with shorter reps. If you're doing 400s, start off around 115 and then get to a point where you can get those 400-meter reps around 101 to 103. Okay. If you're doing 200, start off around 37 and then work your way until you can do those reps at around 30 seconds per 200 meter. Okay, so again, your goal might not be to break 9 minutes. Okay, there's athletes out there that are trying to break 10 minutes, that are trying to break 11 minutes, or slower times or faster times. Okay, so how can I improve my 3K run time? Continue to work on building your consistent mileage, doing those long runs. Okay, and not running long, slow, easy running every single weekend. Okay, now early on, because it's so early, like I said, the indoor season, a lot of athletes want to run super fast in the indoor season, but then again, you have to transition from the indoor season right out and into outdoor. So again, you have to be patient in the early stages of your build-up. Okay, indoor. What's great about running 3K races indoors, repeat or doing 800 meters or 1500 meter mile races indoors, it is definitely a great physiological boost that you receive from these types of races that you're doing indoors. Okay, so it's a great opportunity to get in better physiological shape, better anaerobic shape as you transition from the indoor to the outdoor season. But again, to improve on a 3K time, okay, and run a faster 3K time, you have to continue to develop your leg speed, hill repetitions. I was very big on that training for indoor races. I would find a 200 to 300 meter rep hill and run all out on the way up and walk or jog on the way down. I would do my tempo runs, continue to focus on running at my anaerobic threshold, which again, when you're doing your tempo runs, training for the indoor season, and you're prepping for a 3K race, continue to work at your lactate threshold. That's about 85 to 89% of your maximum heart rate. So again, you want to train the body to be able to handle higher amounts of lactic acid more effectively. So again, you're sustaining your goal race pace for a longer period of time and slowing down less than your competition. Okay, and also in the 3K indoor races, really, because it's so early in the season, it's really just about getting into that, getting into that mindset of racing again. Okay, and mixing it up with those athletes, whether they're faster than you or slower than you, just getting out there and competing and knocking off the rust a little bit and preparing for your outdoor season. But the 3K event, because it's highly anaerobic, you definitely have to work on your leg speed. This is not a marathon. This is not a 5K, not even a 5K, okay? 5K is closer to it, but the 3K event is more of a sprint, okay? It's over in a matter of minutes, but you have to make sure that your pacing is on point, especially if you're going for these very fast times. Like if you're going under it, trying to break a 9-minute 3K, or maybe breaking 8:30 for the 3K, or for some athletes going under 8 minutes for the 3K, you have to be very cognizant of your pacing and not going out too fast in that first mile. Focusing on running a negative split. Focus on running that second half of the 3K faster than you run the first half. And it's natural to want to go out fast in the first 400 meters and to get out really quick. You can run all out for 200 meters and not build up any lactic acid buildup in that first 200 meters. So get out as fast as you need to get out. You can be in an all-out sprint for that first 200 meters and not go into oxygen debt, okay? So get out and then settle into your pace. Hopefully you can get into a race where there's athletes that are aiming for times that you are focused on yourself, okay? Draft off those runners, okay? Don't run further than you need to either, okay? Do the very best you can to stay in lane 1, okay? Don't run out in lane 3 or 4 for too long, okay? It's natural to do that if you're just, as soon as the gun goes off, okay, you get out and you may have to run a little further than you need to, but do the very best you can to run less than you have to. So stay in lane 1 if you can, but also draft off those runners, okay? Unless you are prepared and are ready to take the lead and to make your move, it doesn't hurt to sit behind a couple runners and draft off them. That you're utilizing less energy by doing that, and again, you can be more strategic and plan your attack. Okay, and when I ran the 3K, I ran my personal best at 8:44. I ran at the University of Notre Dame. It was a 300-meter track, so it wasn't a 200-meter track. It was years ago, but again, my problem was I would always go out too fast. Okay, I remember hitting the first mile in that race in 4:36. Okay, it was too aggressive. Looking back, nothing I can do about it now, but again, it's something you can learn from. And over the years, that's what I would always focus on, is be a little bit more mature in the early stages of the race and really plan my attack when my competitors were the most tired and the weakest mentally. Okay, so that is something you really have to think about in the 3K, because again, it's very, very fast, and if you're highly motivated and driven, it's natural that you want to go out fast and aggressive, okay? And you definitely need to in this race, because again, it's so short, but you don't want to go out so fast that you go into oxygen debt and you pay for it in the end. So I hope this video is helpful for you athletes that are out there that are perhaps getting ready for a 3K and are competing in the indoor season. So, how can I improve my 3K run time? Continue to work on your long runs, your tempo runs, mentally rehearse. Mental training is often neglected. So definitely continue to see yourself getting across that finish line with your goal time on the clock, and continue to also practice staying relaxed and minimizing the amount of tension you're feeling while you're running at very fast paces. And even when you're running at slow paces, consciously tell yourself to stay in control, relax. If your shoulders start to rise, drop your shoulders, shake your arms out a little bit if you need to. But that is very important as well if you want to run a fast 3K and improve upon that 3K time, is to master the tactic of staying relaxed at higher, faster paces. Okay, that's also very, very important. So I hope this is helpful for you all. Wish you all the best in your indoor season and your outdoor season. And if you have any other questions, anything else I can help you all out with, whether it's the 3K or any other event, definitely leave me a comment below. I'll definitely reach back out to you and respond. And like and share this video. I definitely appreciate that, so other athletes around the world can see, hopefully see these videos. And really wish you all the best in your training and racing. And I will talk to you all in the next video.